Welcome to Everything Currency. I'm your host Jay, and today trying out a new type of video, thinking about doing these videos in the car just to talk about, the price action, some things inside the cryptocurrency industry, some tips, some coins that are making different moves and different things like that. So today I just want to talk about a couple things. One, first, I had friends asking me, why should I invest in Bitcoin? Why is Bitcoin valuable? What's the whole point? Why do you think it's going up and stuff like that? And the main question that everyone has is, when is alt season coming? And I just want to talk about that and my thoughts about alt season. And of course, that's in everybody's video right now, alt season and stuff like that. So first, I just want to say that I watched the video with the debate between the golden debate, they call it, between Anthony Papiano and Peter Schiff. And I just want to say, anybody who watched that video and you agree with Peter on it, and you think that Bitcoin doesn't have any value, it doesn't have, there's nothing there, so you can't use it for anything, you're missing the whole point, that it's made for transactions and it works for transactions. And to me, that alone makes it valuable. You don't need trust, you don't need a third party, and you can trust an algorithm. So that there alone, I think, personally, I think deep down, I think Anthony Papiano actually convinced Peter Schiff, who is literally just mad because he didn't get in at the low, which to me would be stupid if you didn't get in at the low to just hate on the whole asset class. Especially something that the United States is calling the future of money. Secondly, there's another video that Warren Buffett said some things that were pretty interesting, and I thought, what he's talking about is Bitcoin. So I'll make another video about that later. I'll talk about what I feel about that Warren Buffett interview, where I was like, yeah, bro, you're talking about Bitcoin. But what everybody wants to know, when is alt season coming? So I have another video where I talked about how this alt season is going to be different, and that's exactly what I wanted to talk about for everybody. First of all, I think I know a lot of people are holders from the big 2017 bubble, when Bitcoin went to 20,000 and everybody's calling it a bubble, and it came back down. And there's a lot of people who at that time were holding because they were expecting the price to go up, which they had good expectations that the prices of some of these coins, some of them, the ones that actually have products and that actually have a use case, are going to go back up. But if you watch my other video, I talked about how it's going to be a lot different from the coins that were pumping before. It's going to be a lot of new coins. It's going to be a lot of IEOs and stuff like that. But I just want to say that right now, everyone, like almost all the YouTubers that I watch, almost every article that I've read, the news when they pick up these stories on Bitcoin, they're all saying the same thing. They're pretty much saying all coins are worthless. You're better off holding Bitcoin over the long run, and you're gonna be better off. And they're comparing it to the 2017 bubble and saying, if you would have just held Bitcoin, then right now you would be better off. Now, that is true to some extent. That is true for some coins, but there are certain coins out there, for example, just one, XRP, that if you held XRP for 5 years, your percentage on returns, and hopefully you were able to sell some of the tops and keep some of those profits. But in the long run, Bitcoin, it's going to be number one. It's going to be up there. They call it the store of value for a reason. It's going to be that one. But with the rest of the altcoins, that doesn't mean that these coins are just going to sleep, and there doesn't mean that these other blockchain projects are not worth anything. For example, Ethereum, which invented smart contracts, which we got smartphones, we got smart TVs, we got smart cars, and now we have smart contracts, which is like people are not realizing the implications of this and how technically it's like you don't have to worry about somebody not meeting their end of the contract. Like there's an algorithm set in place that they're required to meet their end of the contract. There's no more trust needed in anything. You don't even have to trust that the court is going to make the right decision if you decide to sue somebody at the end of the day, which that's something that a lot of people are bypassing. That this whole trust factor in this whole thing is very big. But that's going back to the value. Back to altcoin season. It's going to be a lot of new coins, layer 2 solutions, exchanges, of course, because people are going to need to exchange all these coins, and it's going to be coins that actually add to this decentralized, this decentralized system of finance. So coins like Enigma, coins like Matic, coins like Loom, these are going to be the big coins that actually have some type of use case in the long run. When we need Ethereum to do 1 million transactions a second, when we need Bitcoin to take Starbucks transactions. But as far as alt season is concerned, it's just everything's taking a little bit longer. The bear market is taking a little bit longer this time. I don't think we're out of the bear market yet. The sentiment is way too high. The last time I seen everybody this excited about Bitcoin was in January of 2018, when everybody thought it was going to $1 trillion market cap. Right now, everybody thinks Bitcoin is going to $1,000, and sentiment being very high, everybody thinks Bitcoin is going to $1,000. The government's starting to crack down and finally release regulation. Tether, Bitfinex, all these other companies are going to have monumental cases that are going to be released this year. So there's a fair share of fun and a fair share of good things happening. Back is coming out and all this stuff. So you're looking at the perfect storm for a nice little dip and then a new bull run to go ahead and get started. But sentiment's way too high right now. I don't like how everybody's just too excited about Bitcoin, so I'm stocking up on my altcoins because this is the perfect time to buy these altcoins, which are bottoming out everywhere. But the key is, if you don't want to trade, which for me, I think to survive in crypto right now, even if it's Bitcoin, you should be at least doing a trade or so a month or something like that. Like, for example, TRON, when TRON went up, to 4 cents earlier this year, I sold my TRON at the high, and now look, I could buy back in at like 2 cents. So, and TRON is one of those projects where I don't really feel like it's going to be around in the long run, but since it has a big community, I feel like it's going to do good. But I know a lot of people who bought TRON at 8 cents and they were expecting it to go to $1, and right now they're just waiting, hoping that TRON gets to 6 cents, because right now it's only 2 cents. So they're hoping that they can get some of their money back. Like my barber, for example, has about $3,000 worth of TRON that he bought that's probably only worth a couple $100 now. He's just waiting for the price to go back up to, all-time highs again. What happens when the price gets to all-time highs, though, that's a different story, because psychology kicks in and people react a different way. So that's just how I feel about altcoin season. Pay attention to the coins that are actually doing things with their coin. The coin has to be used for something. Make sure they actually need a coin. They actually, there's a reason to have the coin, because if not, another blockchain company or IBM or just companies themselves that you would want to partner with your favorite cryptocurrency, they're just going to go and make their own blockchain, and they're not going to need a coin. And so make sure that your coin is something that's needed. For example, Ethereum. If you want to run Ethereum, then you're gonna need gas, and it costs money to get gas. So it's gonna create demand for Ethereum. But for example, and another thing about alt season, I think alt season, if you're waiting for alt season and privacy coins are your thing, I feel like privacy coins and with everything that's going on, and the regulation that's happening, you have to think that if the government's going to crack down on something, they're going to crack down on privacy cryptocurrencies, with the assumption that these are the currencies that are strategically made for people who are trying to circumvent taxes, people who are trying to do illegal activities. Privacy coins looking real ugly to me right now. But coins that add to the DeFi infrastructure, because interest rates just took a little dip. So, the value of the dollar, Trump's talking about he wants to just print more money. I don't know if that has anything to do with the price of Bitcoin or price of cryptocurrency, but definitely right now you want to be stocking up on some altcoins. Like I said, the ones that got some real use cases, and be patient. That's the key. Be patient about off season. Right now, the sentiment is sell all your altcoins and hold on to Bitcoin because it's going up. And the other sentiment is what's going to happen. So you got FUD mixed with excitement, and that's just a recipe for disaster. Because right now, like I said, sentiment's way too high. Usually when that happens, you want to go against the grain. You want to go the opposite of the crowd. When everybody's buying at the all-time highs, you want to sell it to them so you can make profit. So keep that in mind. So yeah, just a new type of video. Riding in the car, doing what I do. Let me know if it's too shaky. Like, subscribe. But you already know all that stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what coins you guys think are the next big coins for this next big thing. I think for all season, coin got to be useful this time around. It got to have a good community. And if it's just a basic currency, then and it has no use case but to be a currency, then yeah, that's all bad.